Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Everyone, and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa, and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is occupations and autumn. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, we need to sanitize. Remember, when we sanitize, we are trying to stay safe. So sanitize as regularly as possible. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we will be talking about word search, multiplication, and shapes. For our first exercise now, let's turn to page 23. On page 23, we are going to be doing a word search. Now this word search is all about autumn. We have beautiful words such as rake, squirrel, bonfire, orange, scarecrow, leaves, harvest, acorn, brown, apple, fall, yellow, red, and pear. Now it's our job to find all these words in our jungle full of words. So let us now try and find some together. Let's take a look at the board. So I have put some of the letters from the word search on the board. The first word we want to take a look at is the word brown. Now remember, you can start by looking either across or down. We know that the word brown starts with a B, so that is what we are going to be looking for. I'm going to start by going down. No. Yes, I have found a B. Now I need to find an R next to the B. There's no R here, there's no R here, but there's an R here. And I can see that there's an O as well, and a W and an N. So we have found our word brown. Now I would like you to please circle your word brown. Make sure that when you circle neatly, trying hard to make the line you're using very clear. And because you have found the word brown, you need to either tick or cross it out from the word box. Now, we are going to look for the word leaves. So when we started, we were looking down. But this time, I think I would like to look across. We are looking for the L. In this line, it doesn't look like there's any L. In this line, there's no L either. The next line, there is no L, The next line, there is no L either. In this line, I have found an L. Now the next word I need to find is an E, which is just next to it. And then I can see an A, a V, an E, and an S. So we have found our word leaves. Remember to circle neatly. Do not rush and take your time. And then make sure that it is clear when you're circling. Now, we're done with the word leaves. We need to cross it out. Then the last word we're going to look for together is the word harvest. So before we started going down and then we did a cross. So now we're going to try down again. Down, I can see an H right from the beginning. But unfortunately, there is no A near our H. So this is not the H. Let's keep going down. Here we have another H. And I can see that there is an A next to our H. And we have R, V, E, S, and T. So that means we have found our word harvest. Well done. Remember to circle nice and neat. Don't rush and take your time. So I want you to remember to always cross out a word you've already found so that you don't try and look for it again. And then also some words can go across. So if you find a word going across, it might be sharing one part of it with another word, and that's okay too. Just make sure that the spelling is correct. So take your time with this one, have fun, and the more you do it, the more you'll be learning about autumn. We will see you soon after the advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
For our exercise now, boys and girls, we're going to do 3 really good exercises on page 24. Page 24, we are going to be doing a lot of our multiplication. We can see that on page 24, we have the first one, which is the table. Our times table needs to be put in the table below. So you are going to fill in the multiples that are missing in the table. Let's try and do a few together. Now they've already given you some of the numbers, but I want you to know how to use it. So we're going to do the one right on top here. You are going to say 1 times 1 and then put your answer in the box like they have. And 1 times 1 equals 1. And then 1 times 2 equals 2. We know this. And then 1 times 3 equals 3. So far it's the same as it is in your book. The next one is 1 times 4, which is not in your book. So the answer here is 4. Let's write our answer. Then we have 1 times 5. So we are going to write 5. So anything that is 1 times is always its own number. And the last one, 1 times 10 equals 10. So we have done the first row together. Now we're going to do the second row together, which is 2 times 1. And 2 times 1 is in your booklets. It is 2. And then we have 2 times 2. To get this answer, we are counting in 2s. So if we have 2 sets of 2, what is our answer? If we're counting in 2s, we have our answer 4, just like in your book. The next one is 2 times 3, and that one is 6, just like in your book. Then they don't give you anything for the rest. So we are starting at 2 times 4. And that's when you can either use your counters or continue counting in 2s. Let's see if we count in 2s. 2, 4, 6. That means the next one is 8. So we're going to put our 8. If we continue counting in 2s for 2 times 5, our answer will be, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we write 10. But if we are looking carefully, the next one says 2 times 10. No longer are we counting in 2s. This time we need to make 2 sets. And in that set we put 10 each. And you will find your answer if you do that correctly. I'm going to leave that one for you and the rest of the times table. Now we're going to move on to number 2 of our exercise. Let's take a look. Number 2 of our exercise, we are continuing with the multiplication. This time we're doing the 3 times table and the 4 times table. Now I'm going to help you a little bit with the 3 times table. As you can see, we have the number going to the times table and then going back out of the ball again. So we are going to do the first 4 together. So let's take a look at the board. Here on the board, I also have the first, just like you. So we're going to do 3 times 3. Now for us to do that, we need our counters. And our counters, if you'd like, you can draw them, or you can have counters just like me. My counters are made up of simple bottle tops that you can collect around your house. So the bottle top is going to be 1. And if we check carefully, we need to put them in how many groups? 3. So it's 3 groups of 3. So I'm going to start by taking 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is my first group. Then 1, 2, 3. This is my second group. 1, 2, 3. This is my third group. So I have made 3 groups of 3, which is the same as saying 3 times 3. So in order for me to get my answer, I need to count all my counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means my answer for 3 times 3 will equal 9. There we go. So the next one now says 5 times 3. So we have 5 sets of 3. So we put our counters back, and this time we need to make 5 sets of 3, which means each set will have 3, and we need 5 of them. So we're starting 1, 2, 3. Another set, 1, 2, 3. Another set, 1, 2, 3. Another set, 1, 2, 3. And the last set now, 1, 2, 3. So I have made 5 sets of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to count all of my counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So our answer is 15. So 5 times 3 equals 15. For the rest of them, you are actually going to make 8 sets of 3 and then 6 sets of 3. And you will write your answers on the other side. Remember, if you don't have counters, you can still draw them in your book. Just make sure that when you do count, you count carefully. Now we can move on to the third activity for our exercise. Our exercise now is asking us to break the numbers into equal groups. So instead of giving us the times table, this time they've given us the total, and we need to break them down into equal groups, which means we are going to share. Now sharing is very easy, boys and girls. This is why we are going to be doing the first one. The first shell says 15. So I have 15 here, which means the first thing I need is 15 counters. I have 15 counters with me, and we want to share them equally in groups of 3. So my counters are here, and we are going to start. Let me make more space so you can see. We have the first group, 1, 2, 3. So we are going to share them now equally until our 15 is over. 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. So now we are on 2 for all the groups. 3 for you, 3 for you, 3 for you. 4 for you, 4 for you, and 4 for you. 5 for you, 5 for you, and 5 for you. It seems like each group has 5, but just to be sure, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one also has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means in each of the 3 shells, I am going to put 5. So 5 is in one, 5 is in the other, and 5 is also in the last one. Now I have completed my shell and I can go and move on to the next. So for this one, you need the first big number, the one that is on the shell, and then you are going to share them equally in 3 groups. Take your time with all the exercises. I know it sounds like a lot, but it needs you to focus. And if you're not sure, it's okay, you can ask an adult to help you with the instructions. Just make sure that you end up doing your work by yourself. I will see you soon after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn and more. We distribute countrywide in over 7 different languages.
For our exercise now, boys and girls, let's all turn to page 25. On page 25, we are going to be doing shapes. Now these shapes, you are going to answer question 1, 2, and 3 about the shapes. So before we start answering, we need to remind each other about the shapes, their names, and their properties as well. So let's take a look at the flashcards. So the first shape that I have is a circle. 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 Now a circle only has one face going right round. It has no corners and it has no lines. The next one is a square. 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 Now a square has not just lines but 4 equal sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. It also has 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 right angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a square. No matter which way you turn it, a square does not change its shape at all. Let's go to the next one. Triangle. 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 Now a triangle has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. It has no curved edges and it has 3 angles. 1, 2, 3. But these are not right angles. Let's go to the next one. We have a rectangle. 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 Now a rectangle has 2 equal sides. 1, 1. These sides are equal. And then it has 2 other equal sides. 1, 2. So it has 2 short equal sides and 2 long equal sides. A rectangle has 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 right angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. A rectangle can either stand or lie down. The next one that we have is an oval. Now an oval is a shape that has a round surface. It is not even because one side is wider than the other. An oval can either lie down the way it is or stand up straight. An oval has no straight lines and no angles. Then the last one that we have is a pentagon. Now a pentagon is a shape that has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a tip just like a triangle and it has 5 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A pentagon has no round edges. So now that I've told you about the different shapes and what they look like and their properties as well as their names, let us now turn to our exercise. For number 1, you are going to be very busy trying to name each shape. Please try and spell each word correctly for the name of the shape. For number 2, you are going to match the 2 drawings with the same shape but different sizes. For example, I can give you a clue. C and I are the same shape. So you can draw a line from C to I. And then number 3 is saying, use the drawing to answer questions. Count and record the number of. So you need to count the number of rectangles and squares and ovals, the right angles you can see, and the pentagons you can see in the picture below. Take your time with all of these, boys and girls. Try very hard to spell them correctly, and if you're not sure, count the sides, count the corners, count the right angles, and try hard to make everything be filled in. I know it's tempting to leave some out, but try and match them very completely as well as to fill in any missing information. I will see you soon after our advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
We have now come to the end of our lesson, boys and girls, and I hope you had so much fun. I know I did. Remember, if you are not sure or you don't know what to do, it's okay to ask an adult for help. Just make sure that you end up doing your work by yourself. Now that we are done, we need to sanitize. We can also use our sanitizer every time when we are done touching something that we know someone else will touch. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I wonder though, Sashi said he was coming to visit me. Sashi, where are you? Oh, there he is. Hello, Sashi. Oh, where are you going? So, from Sashi and I, we would like to say thank you for joining us today and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, MyZone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.